In this tutorial, we're going to go over some of the best practices for your robots.txt file. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I try to answer them the best I can. My name is Bjorn Allpass from WPLearningLab, where we help you get better WordPress so you can earn more for yourself, for your customers, and for your business. If you haven't done so yet, click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Now let's get started. The robots.txt tester has always been a part of Google Webmaster Tools, but since they switched to Google Search Console, the robots.txt tester hasn't been added to it yet. I don't know why, but you can still get to it through here. This is old Webmaster help area, and this is called a legacy or external reporting tools. Robots.txt are still relevant, so I don't know why they don't add it in. Maybe they will in the future. By the way, we can open this to go to the tester, and then if we're signed into the correct Google account, which has the Google Webmaster Tools for the current website or the proper website in here, we can choose it. If you need to add a property, click on Add Property, and now it has run out and obtained our robots.txt file, which is right here. If you don't have one, you can easily create one. But before I show you how to do that, I'm going to get to what some of the best practices are. So in here, we see some of the best practices. We have a user agent set to everybody, so everybody's allowed to access the site. If this was set to none, nobody could access your site, or disallow, then no user agents could access your site. That's not great. So we set this to everybody, and then we tell them we want to disallow them from accessing our admin area. This is instructions for bots like Google Bot, Bing Bot, Google Image Bot, all those kind of bots. And we want to allow them to go to this file right here. I'm not sure why this is. This is just a best practice for WordPress because this file has something to do with something. I don't know why, but this is very commonly allowed inside of WordPress. So they disallow to the main WP admin folder, but then they allow this one file. And this entry right here is from a plugin I use called Black Hole for Bad Bots by Jeff Starr. I've got a separate tutorial for that linked to in the card above and the description down below. And basically what it does is it will block bots that don't follow the rules inside your robots.txt file. And commonly those bots are SEO software that's scanning your site and malicious bots trying to find vulnerabilities on your site. They will ignore the robots file. And having this in here, the robot will try to access this file right here, even though it doesn't exist. This is just Jeff Starr's plugin adding this URL to your site. It's not an actual page, it's not an actual location, but if someone goes here, or if a bot goes here, they'd be the only ones who are likely to go here. But going there automatically blocks their IP because they've not followed the instructions in your robots file. So it's always good to have this. Like I said, I've got a separate tutorial for that, linked in the card above and the description down below. The reason I initially installed this plugin was because my server resources were getting blown through the roof because bots were accessing my sites nonstop. Some hosts will block those for you on their end, others won't. I don't think SiteGround does because this site's on SiteGround and this is where I had this issue. So this plugin is really helpful. And if you're finding this tutorial helpful, click the like button because that helps this video show up for more people on YouTube so we can spread the knowledge and help more people with this information. So make sure you click like if you like this video. You can also add in your sitemap. Make sure you have the correct address for your sitemap. I don't even know if this is the correct URL to my sitemap, but let's assume that it is. This will help robots find your sitemap. Inside Google Webmaster Tools and Bing Webmaster Tools, you can upload your sitemaps directly in there. But if you don't do that, or if other search engines who maybe aren't that capable and their bots aren't able to find sitemaps because they're usually always named the same thing and they're always in the root directory. But if for whatever reason they can't find those, they can find the URL inside of the sitemap and there is a separate directive. These directives here like sitemap, that's an actual thing in a robots.txt file that robots read and identify. As is user agent, as is disallow, as is allow. These are actual commands that the robots can read and understand inside the robots file. So if your robots file looks like this, that's perfect. If it looks like this, that's perfect too. If you don't have Jeff Starr's plugin, that's totally fine. I'm going to copy and paste this right here into the description down below this video so you can copy and paste it into your robots file if you need help with that. You just have to change the domain name for your sitemap here. I'm going to show you how to add a robots file to your site in case you don't have one, because when you come to this page, this might come up blank, which means you don't have a robots file yet. So let's go into our hosting account. And then once we're in here, we go to Site and then File Manager, If you're in a different hosting account, your cPanel might look different, but there's going to be a file manager somewhere. So just find the file manager. If you're more comfortable with FTP and you have that set up, you can use the FTP to do this. Open public_HTML, and then in the root directory is where the robots file will exist if you have one. For this site, it's right here. Its contents are the exact same as what we see in the Search Console over here. If you don't have this file, simply go to Add New File, call it Robots.txt. I'm just going to call this Robots2 because I already have Robots regular. Yours would just be called Robots.txt. Click on it to highlight it, click on Edit. We have a blank file here, and then just paste in the code that is below this video in the YouTube description. And this is a very viable robots file. Just make sure you change this domain name to your domain name, whatever that may be. And then that is a good looking robots file. Click on Save and you're done. Robots file created. And if you want to add Jeff Starr's plugin to block the bad bots from accessing your site and using up your server resources, make sure you check out that tutorial in the card above and the description down below. Next up, make sure you check out this playlist right here, which is all about WordPress SEO and making sure search engines can find your content and rank it well. So check out that playlist. And if you haven't done so yet, click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss new future videos. My name is Bjorn Allpass from WP Learning Lab. Till next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.